Hello, welcome to Minimalist Shoe Review. Today I'm going to review one of my favourite shoes. Very excited to share this shoe. Again, it's one of the first minimalist shoes I've got. Stuck with it. I think I've had about 5 different pairs of these. Great shoe. It's a New Balance 110. Okay, it's a bit beaten up. That's because I love it so much and I do so much running in it. It's not. I always wondered why it's not actually in the minimalist range of New Balance. I've never actually had it tagged with that minimalist line, but it fits all the criteria. It's a 4mm drop, so it's got a 4mm of heel, 4mm of heel. It's got sun protection. It's got what they call a rock plate at the front. Okay, so if you press it down, it does give you a little bit of protection if you're treading on something sharp. And I use it for a long distance shoe. I've done 100-mile runs in these. Can be worn with or without socks. I mean, I'm such a saddo. I've actually got 2 different pairs, half a size difference. The smaller one I wear without socks, the bigger one I wear with socks. So I've done 100 miles in it, through mud, through everything, and my feet were perfect, hardly a blister. It's just a fantastic shoe. It does have some bend to it, okay? Not as flexible as some of the shoes I'll review, but that's, you know, it's horses for courses really, and this is a long distance shoe. It's really quite a weird material. It seems to be, it's a plasticky outer. Apparently it's a sort of, well, the bonus of it is it sheds water really quickly. Okay, you can go through puddles, you can go through rivers in it, and it dries out dead quickly. It's got a lovely lining inside it. I don't know if you can see that sort of materially lining. Makes it, as I say before, perfectly comfortable with or without shoes. And that having that rock plate at the front, that protection, is something, you know, I love running in minimalist shoes, but over 20, 30, 40 or even 100 miles, I need to not look at every step I take. You know, sometimes I need to be able to look up or look at a map, so I don't want to have to watch every step. And that, you can see I can press down on it and it doesn't flex too much, but it still gives you that bit of bend when you need it. So a good sort of trade-off really between minimalism and that protection that you need. Can be picked up dead cheap. I think the most I've ever paid for a pair of these is £25. Find them online. You can find them in. The minimalist. You can find them in the New Balance factory shop. And it's hard to say how much I like these shoes really. The only little downside, if we come to the downside, there's 2 downsides to them really. Firstly, although they shed water really well, they seem to collect mud, and on long runs before I've actually had to stop and scrape the mud out of the shoe, pick up a stick or something and literally scrape the thick mud out of it. Not very good for keeping debris out and mud. The other downside of it really, and I found it more when it was updated to this newer version, is the toe box ain't quite wide enough. And actually that's why it's no longer my shoe of choice for races. I still run up to 20 odd miles in it, mainly for fun really rather than racing, but it just is a little bit, I mean I've got fairly wide toes anyway, fairly wide front of my foot, and the toe box is just slightly under, I think it's just slightly narrow. If that was widened it would actually be the perfect shoe. Grips are great, absolutely fantastic grips. As I say, I've run through all sorts of conditions in these. I've done mountain races, I've done literally ankle deep mud races, and they survive anything. I've run in snow in them. Superb shoe. And for 25 quid, I mean, you know, it's silly not to. There you go, the New Balance 110s.